Good morning, everybody. I hope you've all had a really good week so far and have enjoyed some time outside. This week we are talking about kindness. We are continuing with the fruit of the Spirit. So we've talked about love, joy, peace, and patience. And this week is all about kindness. And maybe you've talked about kindness in your classes at school, but if you haven't, or you need a little reminder, kindness is about valuing others above yourself and being thoughtful and kind and considerate. So considering other people's feelings, how they might react to something you've said or something you've done, and really finding opportunities to live more like Jesus and to love more like Jesus. And we are going to listen to a story later on about Jesus being kind to somebody named Zacchaeus. And Caroline is going to read that story again for us today. Before we get into our story though, I wanted to tell you all our main idea for the week. And that is that I can be kind and love others and value others above myself because God shows me how. So our verse for the week comes from the book of Philippians, and a lot of our verses over the last few weeks have come from the New Testament, which is the Second Testament in the Bible, and Philippians can be found near the back of the Bible, similar to Ephesians last week. So Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 to 4. Like I always say, you can pause the video, go grab your Bible, and read along with me. So verse 3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. So what this is saying is to value other people above ourselves. And sometimes we want to do things for ourselves, but we need to put our friends and our family members first sometimes. And this is how we can show kindness, is doing things for them that maybe we don't necessarily want to do, like, I don't know, cleaning the dishes for your parents. But that can be one way that you can show kindness because you know that your mom and dad will really appreciate it. So Caroline is going to read us our story again this week, and our story is about a man named Zacchaeus and how Jesus showed kindness to him. Let's listen to Caroline.
Good morning, everybody. How is everyone today? Today, I just wanted to share with you my kitty cat who likes to listen to our stories as well. Her name is Marla, and we just got her before quarantine began, and she is adorable and we love her very much. So I'm wondering, do any of you have pets that you're spending quarantine with? And are they enjoying being home with you all day long? There, she's just having a little snack. Good girl. Anyways, so today's story, you want to go down? There we go, is from the same book that we've been reading from. And today's story is titled, The Man Who Didn't Have Any Friends. None. And it's the story of Zacchaeus from Luke chapter 16. So here we go. I've got her fluff on my face. There once was a man who didn't have any friends. None. Do you have any friends? Well, of course you do, but not Zacchaeus. Poor Zacchaeus didn't have any. You're probably wondering why. Was it because he was so short? That's not a reason not to like someone. Was it because he had a name that was hard to say? Well, neither is that. Even though he was short and he did have a funny name, that wasn't it. No, people didn't like Zacchaeus because he stole their money. Zacchaeus collected taxes, and taxes were what people had to pay the king in money. But Zacchaeus took more than he was supposed to and kept the extra money for himself and made himself rich. Everyone knew what he was up to, and it made them cross and grumpy. They didn't like Zacchaeus one bit. So they made sure he knew it by doing things like avoiding him and walking on the opposite side of the street and pretending not to see him and whispering things like, "There's that nobody who thinks he's a somebody," loud enough so that he could hear. That really wasn't very nice. Anyway, one day a huge crowd gathered by the road. Jesus was coming to town and everybody wanted to see him. Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus too, but everyone was too tall. He tried jumping up and down, but that didn't work. He couldn't see a thing. Luckily, Zacchaeus had a good idea. "I'll climb that sycamore tree," he said. So he did. He was surprisingly good at climbing trees for a man who was so unusually short that he had to take a flying leap just to get into his chair in the morning. From the tree, Zacchaeus had the perfect view all the way down the road. Another minute and suddenly Jesus was at the tree. He stopped and looked up. Zacchaeus saw Jesus and Jesus saw Zacchaeus. "Zacchaeus," Jesus said, "I'd like to come over to your house." Zacchaeus almost fell out of the tree. Come to his house? No one ever wanted to come over to his house. No one wanted to go anywhere near it, let alone inside it. The people saw this, and needless to say, it made them even crosser and grumpier than usual. They mumbled and murmured and muttered, "Why is Jesus being so kind to that big sinner? Doesn't Jesus know about him?" Zacchaeus scrambled down and took Jesus to his house. He was in a big hurry because he didn't want Jesus to change his mind. Perhaps Jesus hadn't heard about him. Perhaps Jesus didn't know about how he had been stealing and how no one liked him and how he didn't have any friends. But Jesus knew. He knew all about Zacchaeus and the stealing and everything, and he still loved him. Zacchaeus was ashamed. "Lord," he said, turning pale, "what I've done is wrong. But now I want to do the right thing. I will give the money back to everyone, 4 times what I stole." And that is exactly what he did. Jesus smiled. "My friend," he said, "today God rescued you." Jesus loved Zacchaeus when no one else did. He was Zacchaeus' friend, even when no one else was. Because Jesus was showing people what God's love was like, his wonderful, never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love. The end. This is a story. Picture of Zacchaeus and Jesus. That was a really good story. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Until next time. Bye now.
Thank you, Caroline, for reading us our story. I think that is just a great reminder to all of us of how we can be more like Jesus and show kindness to everybody, not just our own friends or our own family, but how we can be kind to others as well. So today, if you're watching this on Thursday, I'm going to be posting our lesson on Facebook and emailing it to parents. What I want you to do is the toothpaste activity, if it's possible for you. When you do it, send me an email of a video or picture of yourself doing the activity, and we're gonna have a very special surprise for you if you show me yourself doing the activity. So take a look at that. All you need is toothpaste for that activity. So I will email that out to parents, and I'll see you next week for our next lesson on fruit of the Spirit.